Today's date is October 13th, 2020. Living in a pandemic world, political uprising all over the world. There's negativity on social media and newspapers all around us, media. People are scared, people are fed up. So hopefully this brightens your day a little bit. So a little lengthy, but anyhow, 10 years ago, I started doing some research just for myself about how emotions affect people. Okay. And throughout my studies, I guess if you want to call it that, I've discovered that it's been proven at a scientific level, scientifically at a quantum physics level, that whatever we think and our emotions affect water molecules, either positively or negatively. And guess what? We're 70% water. I'm kind of a doubting Thomas when it comes to that type of stuff. So I thought it was hocus pocus at first, but then once I saw that there was proof in the pudding, I believed, right? So that's when I started saying, you know what, I was pretty negative at that time. It was always a pity party and all this, and I said I got to change my attitude. So I did. So I started becoming more positive and adding value and not taking up space. And then in the meantime, my wife and I, well, we're raising children, right? We're raising two girls, and we're pretty serious about how we raise our kids. So, this is something that we were teaching our children also, our girls. So, as an example, I would tell them, don't forget, make one person's day every single day, and if you do that for 365 days, guess what? 365 people will be happier because of what you've said or what you've done. And I mean, there's a lot of people that don't do that. So I sold them on that idea. And then when they were young, I remember I'd go pick them up at school, and on our way back home, we would play this game called Parrot. Okay, so I would say something, and they would have to repeat it. Okay, and then Marissa got a turn, and Janelle got a turn. So it started something like this. So I'm gonna add value and not take up space. So then the girls would repeat it. And then Marissa's turn. So, I'm no better than anybody else, but nobody's better than me. So, then we would all repeat it, and it would go around. Then Janelle would say something. So, and we did this a lot. This was a way for me to brainwash them, in a sense, into this way of thinking. Okay, because it serves you better than being negative. So, and it served us well. In the meantime, here I am, always working like a dog, couple jobs, always, chasing shiny things, just chasing. Not spending much time with my family, just chasing it, working and chasing, because that's what society tells us that we need to do. So then Rizwan Mustafa from Sheepshead Bistro approached me and said, Chris, we should do this Canada Day thing. This was last year. I'm wondering if you can help and all this. So I knew that this was going to be a lot of work, and I almost didn't want to do it. But then I said, you know what? I'll do this because this will be fun with the girls to be involved. And plus, we're going to make a pile of people happy, which we're going to add this positive karma into our positive karma bank, because I used to illustrate that on the whiteboard. Like, the more positive karma guys you get, then your negative karma goes down, and you want to be rich in positive karma. So the eve of that, of Canada Day, we were camping in the park, actually, and which was awesome. And I told the girls, I said, do you know how many people we're going to make happy? I said, nobody does this. Nobody makes thousands of people happy a day. Very few people do anyways. And they were excited because this was going to be added to their positive karma bank. So now fast forward to November that just passed. So this November, I've been chasing my tail around for years and years and years, because I just was not satisfied with what I had. I fell into that trap. So, and then I realized, and I don't know how, I can't I can't put my finger on it, but something came to me and I said, you know what? Like, I really enjoy my job or my the barber shop. I enjoy my family. And I said, I'm good at my job. And then I kind of made a realization. I said, I was chasing the wrong thing the whole time. It's been here the whole time. So I ended up getting clarity. Oh man, what an amazing feeling. I got clarity. I felt like I had an edge on everybody because I became crystal clear of what I wanted to be and who I am and what my purpose was. So then I started exploiting it, right? So I just, I started enjoying my work again in the shop. I started adding more value to my clients. I was having fun again. And then I was spending more time with my wife and kids. Like at Christmas time last year, I actually was completely present with my family and it was awesome. First time ever, I was completely focused on my family. But I knew that this newfound clarity would come at a price, and I didn't know what it was. Because in life, there's winners and there's losers, and we always lose in life. That's just what the way life is. So 2020 came around, and I thought I'm gonna rock this year. This is gonna be my year. It's gonna be awesome. Now, so my wife Julie was at work one day, and kind of leaned over a desk, and felt this type of pain below her stomach area. So, she was a little concerned about it, and she had come to me and she had said, I've got this pain in my stomach. I'm a little worried about it. I hope it's not cancer and all this. And I'm like, come on, like as if cancer. Like, why are you talking like that? Like, don't talk like that. Like, it's not cancer. Just go get it checked there and quit complaining about it. Just go get it checked. It's probably a UTI. So she went and got it checked, and the doctor had a choice of either to give her an ultrasound or not, because she asked for an ultrasound. Now it's a doctor's choice, right? He was going to prescribe antibiotics, and luckily he didn't. Luckily he says, you know what, maybe you need an ultrasound. So lo and behold, she gets this ultrasound, and she was on the table probably longer than she thought she would be, and she was getting a little worried. So when she left, her suspicions were kind of true, I guess, and the technician ran up to her and said, "Listen, I'm not really supposed to tell you this, but if you happen to have any more pain than what you have right now, you need to get to the emergency right away." So then, on February 11th, 2020 is whenever we were given news that my wife was diagnosed with stage 4 colon and liver cancer. It's pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Like, it's a pretty big mountain to climb that, right? We were devastated. Like, I was devastated. I was so pissed. I had so much rage, more than I've ever had before. Now, I also, guys, I'll admit to you, I suffer from ADD, ADHD, and anxiety, and some depression. So this to me was like, oh my God, biggest kick in the you-know-what that I've ever had, right? And like, my brain was just messed right up. So when the girls found out, the girls kind of called me out and said, well, you told us that if we would have add value and not take up space, that great things would happen to us. So why does Mama have cancer? So what do you answer to your kids whenever they call you out on that stuff, right? Especially whenever you're all messed up because the love of your life has a pretty bad cancer. So I really didn't know. I was, and here I am still working in the shop. And then COVID-19 happens, and then, then I was forced to shut down, and it was crazy. It was crazy. So I still didn't address what my girls called me out on, though, because my wife and I were careful on what we tell our girls, for the simple reason is because it could change direction of their path. So we want to make sure that we give them the proper information and the right guidance, right? And I had no answers at that point because I was pissed. Because I thought, I was like, God damn it, like, this is what I've been telling myself and telling the girls for 10 years, and this is the slap in the face that I get. Everything that we've done as a family, and this is what we get. So anyways, I was really pissed off, pardon my language. And then, so I had to tell people in the shop. I had to tell them, before COVID hit, I had to tell people. For the simple reason is because I did not want to lose my clientele. Because I knew that there was times that I would have to drive up to Ottawa with my wife for treatments and all this stuff, right? And I didn't want my clients to think that I'm never home at work and stuff. And I needed to keep my clients, right? Because it's my livelihood. So I told them, right? And then I got shut down. So, you know, it was, we had some pretty dark days in our family, but you know what? Good things happen to good people, right? So we started having people come up to us and they wanted to help us. They wanted to do something for us. And I was not for it at all. I would even get mad about it. I'm like, we're not a charity case. We don't want no help. Okay? Because here's the deal. I walk to the beat of my own drum. And I write my own paycheck. I've always been self-employed, and I've always gotten myself or ourselves out of a pickle. So with nobody's help. That's the way I wanted it to be. So, and I was resentful that people wanted to help. And here I am. I go out and I do it. I go out and I help people. But I had in my head, I'm like, there's two sets of rules. My rules and my rules. If I want to help people, that's my business. I'll help people. But I don't want nobody helping us. Please realize that I was in a dark place and I was really upset. And I was pissed right off of the hand we were dealt, that my beautiful wife was dealt. So I had a buddy of mine that told me, he's like, Chris, man, you have to be thankful and you have to be humbled that all these people want to do this for you. And I'm like, why? They're like, Chris, if this would happen to us, nobody would reach out to us. They're like, you're a hub in your little town. You help so many people. You're so positive. People are hurting because you guys are hurting, Chris. And there's nothing that they can do to help you guys. But this is the only thing that they can do to help. So don't take it as charity. Take it as payback for what you've done to so many people. Yeah, you know, it was hard for me to wrap my head around it, but I did. And because I'm a proud man, and I'll go without before asking anybody for anything. So then neighbors, people from different hamlets, clients, people that we've affected down the road throughout our journey of life, encouraged us, prayed for us, sent a positivity, thought about us, brought us frozen foods, left them at the doorstep, like gift cards, gas cards, money to help us because I was off work. It was very overwhelming. The messages, to see how my wife was doing was super overwhelming. Almost so much so that it would bring me anxiety. And it was hard because, you want to answer everybody and you want to thank everybody, but sometimes you're just not in the right mindset, right? Because you're still pissed at the cards you've been dealt. But so that was the answer that I gave my girls. I said, I said, if it wasn't for all the things that we have done, and we did it selfishly, because it was to add positive karma to our karma bank. It was the byproduct of that was making people happy, helping the community and stuff. That was a byproduct of it. Believe me, this was done selfishly from us because I knew that this would add positive karma to our bank and great things would happen to us. But guess what? Life is life. So my wife fought really hard. There was complications, several trips to Ottawa, chemotherapy, operation complications. Uh, she suffered unbelievably. But you know what? She's okay now. And the reason why she's okay is because you reap what you sow. It's because we planted seeds of positivity out there. And from what I'm told, that we've touched so many people and so many people were praying for us. I mean, people all over the world. Like I run a barber company that sells jackets and stuff also, right? I've talked to barbers all over the world. Like they were all praying for us. Everybody prayed for us. I want to thank you guys. There's still good in the world, you know. I proved to my girls that, you know what, even though we were dealt a really shitty hand that we didn't deserve, that she didn't deserve, my wife, that because of the things that we have done in the past, the positive things we've done in the past, it came back to us in the form of frozen lasagnas or gas cards or prayers or positivity. I've had family reach out to us. So, you know, we're living in a negative world right now. People are seeing the glass half empty versus half full. But, you know, I just want to assure you that, you know, there is good people out there. There are good people out there. And I want to thank every single person that reached out to us and helped us out. I want to thank you for all the positive thoughts for my wife. Because of that, my wife beat cancer. You know, she had stage 4 colon and liver cancer. When she got chemo, the chemo didn't work on her liver, and the liver was being taken over by the cancer. And there was complications, and she was in extreme pain, and it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun having to see your best friend, your love, going through this. The lesson is this. I used to chase shiny things. I no longer chase shiny things. The happiest times of my life is spending it with my people. Seeing my people laugh. And being a positive role model to my loved ones. It's not about... And that's just the way I am. I'm a minimalist. I finally found my purpose. I finally found clarity. It did come at a price, but guess what? We're a stronger family now because of it. My wife and I love each other more than we ever have. At least I do anyways. And I think she does also. I know she does. And we have a close relationship with her family. And you know what? There's only two things you can control. It's what you think and what you do about what you're faced with. And I was in a dark place, and I often wanted to let people know exactly how I thought, but I was angry. And I never, you know, I grew up in sickness. I saw my grandmother who grew up with us. She was sick. I mean, at 8 years old, my brother and I, we were able to change an oxygen tank. We were able to transfer oxygen from the main tank to a portable tank at 8 years old. right? And as a teenager, we saw my father suffer through his amputation and then being forced to close his business because he just couldn't be on his feet anymore. And then I was so hoping that in my adult life, not that I would be spared of this, but that my kids would be spared of this. I didn't want my kids to live through this sickness. Unfortunately, things don't always go according to plan, but the only thing I gotta say is that, you know, adding value to people is it's very rewarding, especially when you believe it and especially when you're honest about it. Um, and I'm not saying everything's gonna go great all the time because life happens. That's life. There's We're not made to be here forever. You know, things happen. But it's how you grow from these things is what will determine your path. So again, I just wanted to thank everybody for keeping us in your prayers there's too many people to talk to name for all the gift certificates and homemade meals and money for gas and gas cards, and thank you for everything. Thank you. Thank you for caring about my family. I hope that, yes, we are going through tough times and stuff like that, but just keep your eyes on the prize, guys. Watch those shiny things. Make sure you pay more attention to the people that you love versus the shiny things that you buy. Because you'll never know. Because we always take for granted the people that we love, and you never know when your reality is going to be changed in a second. So again, if anybody can learn from this message, or if I can make one person's brain click, then I guess I've done my job. But I just felt like I should do this video, and first of all, thank you guys for caring about my family. And I just wanted to show you guys that, in even though you're in the middle of fighting against every single obstacle being thrown your way, and even though if it feels like it's hell on earth, you always have to remember that eventually it'll pass. Sometimes things don't go according to what you want, but this time we were lucky. I'm feeling very blessed and thankful that Shadi's feeling good, and then that we still have each other in our lives. My children have their mom in their life. Life is so fragile and so precious, so don't waste it. Make sure that when you hug your loved ones tonight there, make sure that you hold them nice and tight, and you tell them how much you love them and how much you care about them. Don't leave anything unsaid. Because when Julie was diagnosed with cancer, the regrets I had about the time I spent away, or things that I've said, or stuff that I've done, it comes back to haunt you, right? And then when you're told that there's potentially a time limit, well then, there's not enough time to make up. So, add value, don't take up space, and love your people hard, and love them as much as you can, and spend lots of time with them. and cherish your people. So again, thanks a lot, guys. I just felt the need to do this, but not sure if it's going to affect anybody in a positive way. But at the end of the day, this is basically just a video diary that I'm doing because it's going to come back into my kids' memories and stuff. And whenever I'm no longer around, they can look at it with fond memories and say, you know what, he at least knew what the important things in life were. So anyhow, hope everybody has a great day, and I hope you all every single one of you find your purpose in life.